better known as ZeeCan. My Wisdom, My Voice, Not Yours podcast. Today is Saturday evening, and I'm out at our usual place that I come out in nature and speak to you guys about what's going on with me and show you a beautiful, beautiful view. So let's see who comes in the chat. Excuse the noise. That's a fire truck. Must be an emergency somewhere. Let's see what's coming on. Okay. Hi, pretty. How are you? Good to see you and hear from you. How was your week? Or how's your weekend going? Oh yeah, I wanted to tell you about my day today. I went to a workshop at a community college to work with high school students enroll and taking dual college courses. Oh, good, good, good. Did you get out and have some fun? And I think you're out here in Southern California, right? It's beautiful. Look at the sun. I'm trying to turn the camera around. There it is. You see that? Yes, it's beautiful. It's kind of cool. Not as hot as it was early. In other parts of the states, it's cold, but here it's nice weather. That's one of the perks of living in California. Okay, cool. Yeah. So you know that you don't have to wait until you graduate to take college courses. That workshop I went to at the community colleges, Long Beach Community College, they have a program where you can, towards the end, you can also take college courses at the same time as a high school, and it could, speed you up or speed you along. So I don't know if they have that at your high school, but check it out. Yes. So do you want to teach a certain subject, such as English, math, particular course, or do you want to teach lower elementary school students? Look at the sun. This looks so beautiful. Sometimes the sun, it looks like it's stationed in one spot, but when you walk, it follows you. So when I was down on the other end of the park, it just seems like it was going to stay there. And now it goes where I go. I can hardly even see. Okay, Matt. So I think a lot of teacher programs, everyone takes the same courses, and there's tests to take, but then there's some type of special certificate or program if you just want to teach math or science or biology. There's a lot of people out here. Out here. So that means are you really good at math? Are you taking higher level math courses like calculus, statistics? Math was hard for me. I did really good in English arts. Good, good. Yes. It's good to do really well in math. I always get stuck with the math problems. But I do, for the work I do, statistical interpretation, test, analyze. And when I was in school, I had to learn how to do some of those formulas that converted these numbers. And it was really easy because it was always steps to do, but I always would mess it up because I would mess up a step. But now, with the technology these days, you can always check your work. Happy Valentine's Day to you as well. I can't believe February is already going fast. And I think this weekend people are into the Super Bowl. I don't really watch sports like that. I just want to know who won. I grew up with 3 brothers and uncles that were big sports, football, basketball fans. And these kinds of sports days and would be so intense. You know, we would have parties and everything, and then people's teams would lose, and it would be fights and everything or disagreements. And I'm just like, it's just a game. Why are you guys taking this so serious? Not much people out here today. How is your... Wait, you told me you had a tiger lizard? I forgot the name of the lizard. I think you said you had a lizard and a dog, I think. Anyway, I did want to come on here and talk about my day. On my page, I'm doing a series on me attempting to go through a journey after I started one career for many years that I'm no longer doing, but it's similar category in education and trying to go in a different pathway, working with community college students, either as a counselor or instructor. And it's not my background, but I have a lot of background or skill sets to help me there. I mean, that would be a great asset. So I went to the job fair last week, and I was invited to come to a workshop for those who are interested in this particular community college, to show us how to market ourselves. And so I have some thoughts about it. Just like last week, I said that I didn't go prepared. I didn't look for the right things, and I should have had a backup plan. Well, for this, I did speak with or connect with the person who I saw at the job fair last week. We were in a doctoral program together, and she was already in community college teaching back then. I saw her and I said, wow, I ran into her. Maybe she is the person that will give me guidance or be my connection onto this pathway. And so, to prepare myself, I set up an appointment, told her my intentions, and just listened to what her feedback was. Now, she really didn't give me a lot of feedback. She was very reserved, and she was just trying to kind of give me a nice way of showing me really what's going on, but in a way that was reserved. Oh, thank you. I care about you, lizard, yeah, tiger. I still have that video I have to do for you to show you my dog Joy. Well, she's not with me. Hopefully she's still living. I don't want to say I gave her away. I rehomed her when I had to move. We were so emotionally attached. We were one man and pet, but she was almost like my family. She was. I don't think I'll ever meet anyone, a person that really connected to me emotionally like my dog Joy. Because when I was sad, she would know when I cried. She was just amazing. I want to get another dog, but I'm scared I'm not going to get another dog like that. But she's very smart. But I have a lot of videos and pictures of her, and she was jealous too. She was a jealous dog. So she didn't want people around me. So when I used to take her to the doggy park down there, if other dogs would come up to me, she would try to get in my way. And then if I dated a guy, and the guy would come pick me up, and she would come and she would stand between us. Or if the guy who I was going out on a date was trying, give me a nice hug and a kiss, good night, she would jump in the middle and it's like, don't touch my mommy. And then they would be like, you mean I have to get her this dog approval to be with you? And I'm like, sorry. Unless they would give her the attention, she was okay with that. And she would win a lot of hearts. So I had friends who didn't like dogs, but they liked Joy. So that was cool. But going back to what I was here to talk about. Yeah, they're like our animals, like our family. My grandma had a lot of pets. We used to have pets. We would go spend the night with her. But my dad never let us have pets because it was a lot of us. I had three brothers, two sisters, and my dad grew up with pets, and he's like, no, you guys, because he had to, care for the pets. So he didn't want us to have pets because he was afraid that we wasn't going to clean up after give them the care that they need, because we had a problem with keeping our rooms and the kitchen clean. So he was like, if I bring a dog in here, you guys barely keep your, I have to get on you guys to wash your dishes and clean your room, so we're not bringing a dog. But when we grew up and was getting ready to move out the house for college or whatever, him and my mom went and got two dogs. I was like, no fair. But anyway, I do understand you have to take care of your pets. They're not, you just don't get them, and they cost money, time. And I used to travel. That's why I used to travel a lot. And I would work two jobs and she would be at home. And so I couldn't take that anymore. I wanted her to be with someone, be with a family who could give her the energy and the time. So it was I had a company find a family, and it was a retired family who had three dogs that were in the poodle brochure. I forgot the name of her, the type of poodle category she fell in. I thought she was a multi-poo, but I think she wasn't. That's what they told me because that's what I was looking for. And the family who sold her to me was like, yeah, she's a Maltese. That's mixed Maltese and poodle. But my friend who's really good with dogs and knows different type of dog breeds, she was like, that's not a Maltese. It's a poodle time, but it starts with a B. I don't know what the name is, but it didn't matter. I loved her anyways. But going back to my story, I yeah, so I called. Today I went. I tried to prepare myself. I looked at the positions which I thought I was interested in. But when I got there today, I don't know if I was looking at the wrong thing, but it was just more confirmation that this is not the path for me because the team who did the workshop, they didn't make their doing the job there in their community to serve interesting. It was all about, you know, the logistics of applying for a job. Have a cover letter. Make sure your cover letter doesn't have what did they say? Oh, make sure your cover letter doesn't have errors, especially if you're applying for the English department. What else were they saying? Oh, they were projecting. So everything they was telling us not to do, they were doing it there, all the whole staff. So they said if you come in and we interview you, we want to see passion. None of them had passion there. You could just tell it was Saturday. They just wanted to be there. You know, it was an obligation. It was clear. Then they were having some kind of what do you call it? Oh, they were doing an emergency test. So the bells were going off. And, you know, things happen, sometimes unexpected. But to me, I felt that they look at the schedule to see if, you know, that Saturday to have this was clear. Then they were saying, don't use buzzwords. Don't use buzzwords and to explain some of the concepts. So if you work with children or students who have, you know, difficult backgrounds, what they would call trauma informed or I don't know. They were saying a whole bunch of nothing. And the reason why I could read behind the lines was because I worked in a similar institution, not community college, but high school, and working for the school system. So I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Everybody was walking around like Stepford Wives syndrome, not even talking to each other. And the same feeling I felt last Saturday. People were there for opportunity, but they were like, oh yeah, you guys want to hear something? So we broke off in the departments where we had to explain, you know, introduce ourselves. So we broke off into so if you wanted to maybe work for counseling, they had a breakout group for that in a classroom. Then they had if you want to work in the psychology department. So I thought it was going to be like as if it was last week. It was more so meet and greet. So I'm thinking I'm pulling down the description. I have specific questions I wanted to know about the community. But when I got there, it was just another class. And they were repeating the same presentation as they were repeating and you know, when we came to the actual you know, the open session, which the human resource department did a whole presentation on what they look for, how they screen, everything, what to do, the do's and don'ts. So I'm thinking it's going to be more about the program, the students that they serve, what are some of the issues that they face. But it wasn't that. It was them telling us only have two pages for resumes, you know, and all of this buzz talking and do we know this program? Do we know this person? And so I was just like, this is not me. And so, okay, so going back, so everybody has to go around and introduce themselves, their background, and a fun fact. So it was 20, maybe 25 people in there. I was sitting in the back, so I was 20, the last person, but the last person, he kind of derailed and say, "Oh, you can go before me," because I wanted to say, "Save the best for last," but I couldn't say that because he said, "Oh, you can go." So everybody was saying, "Oh, I just enjoy hiking. Oh, I enjoy running. I enjoy reading books." And you know what I said? I like, I said, I like watching TikTok videos and making fun memes. And everybody started laughing. And I was like, oh my God, I'm standing out. Not only I'm like the only black girl up in there. And they probably looking at me like, no, she's gonna be a wild card. Never mind. And most of the people there, they already work in that community college system. Oh, I've worked as a dual, and they were saying the words dual enrollment for high school students, and they're already there. It was one school counselor there, but I was like, these people are not gonna pick me. Plus, I don't know, maybe this is my issue. My nerves is bad working in those systems because you have to code switch. You don't know what the unsaid rules are. Who they really like. They kept saying intentional belonging, and so me being very trained in school frameworks because I have I got my doctorate in educational leadership, so I know all the buzzwords. And so the president was saying that greeting students and making them feel in a sense of belonging is equity. I was like, equity? That's not equity. Equity is meaning that they are getting the same amount of classes and the same amount of supports than everybody else. A sense of belonging and a sense of doing behaviors that make students feel like there's a place to go for them. They belong on campus. That's the school culture, and that's really created by over time, and is created by the staff. It may be overall a good culture of making students feel supported, they feel safe, their teachers and it may be bad and good departments. The psychology department may be horrible, and then you may have a department that's where students feel supported. And so he was all off. So I said, you know what? I feel and this is the difference, and this is good for me because I wasn't so much looking at, I would love to work in community college. The pay is decent. I'll get to work with students. But I was looking at not if I want to get in here and I'm going to prove myself. Today is this a good fit for who I am, what I want to experience, and how I want to feel? I enjoy working with students. So when I was on my way home, I said, what I can do is work more so on my nonprofit, working on my own thing, and then I can do outside work, working with high school and community college students, supporting their wellness or getting them to the right person. Because what I learn is when you go to these meetings and they have their mission and values, how it's really shown or even acted out. Sometimes it's not by individual students. And then what I saw today, I was able to read that, and I'm so proud of myself because I walked out in the song by Beyonce, which is crazy. Freedom, freedom, let me loose. Freedom, freedom, let me loose. And I was like, oh my God. But the old me would have been like, oh, I want to work here. It's a beautiful campus. I'll get to work with students. No, you're going to be in bondage to these departments. And I think my ex-co-worker that I called, she was trying to tell me that, but in so many words, that it's a lot of politics going on. So That's why I'm sitting out here at the beach, and I'm going to go to the next plan. So that's the kind of thing. And to the pay and all of that is what I would get paid if I go back into the craziness of my old job. So this, if I'm not going to get something different or freedom, then it's not for me. So that's it. Hello. Hi, Fats. Hi. Oh my God. I can't believe you guys are in here. How are you? You know what? I live over here. I know you guys know this area. I live in Long Beach, close to Belmont Shore, not too far from shorelines where you guys get on. If you guys take the cruises, the cruise line, I'm like right here. I live right here in this area. Who was asking me to come meet them in person? No, I'm not doing that. Thank you guys for coming in, saying hi. I'm just talking. If you guys want to take a look at my channel, I uploaded some funny. I like to do funny memes, but I like to make them apply to my life and what's going on. So take a look at that. Like the live, share the live. So it looks like yeah, it is just so breezy out here. I need to get me one of those bikes. Like I said, those bikes are not cheap. Back in the day when I was young, you can go grab a bike for $40 or $50, especially those electronic bikes. They are almost like financing a car. It is, it's just so nice. The fresh air. It is so fresh out here. And it's crazy how it's fresh and warm out here. And then I'll go back to my apartment and it's cold in my apartment. And I'm turning the heater on and it's warm out here. Hi. Thank you for subbing. I appreciate it. Thank you. I am growing my channel. I'm on the journey to 1,000 followers, just like a lot of us small creators. But I have grown in the last couple months. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Yes, people are coming out, walking their dogs, skateboarding, skating, and riding bikes, and walking and running, and walking on the beach. I guess it's gonna be time for me to go back in. Thank you guys again. I can't believe Fats and Trey came into my chat. I'm so excited. I am I don't want to say I'm a fan, but I'm a supporter. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys. I'll be back probably tomorrow.